Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are here in Gurnee, Illinois for my second ever visit to Six Flags Great America. This has to be my favorite Six Flags park that I have ever been to, and since my last visit they have added Wrath of Rakshasa. If you haven't already, you can go watch my first ever visit, then you can click back to this video. But our first ride of the day will be Wrath of Rakshasa, their brand new roller coaster. Now when walking up to the ride, I love how you can walk directly under this roller coaster. And this coaster definitely has a huge presence in this area, especially for what it replaced. It's so cool to me how they were able to fit this in this area, but it says that's a 30-minute wait, so I'll keep y'all updated. Honestly, this ride has a really cool entrance sign, and the blue and yellow goldish really pop in this area of the park. Yeah, I don't know how much I believe the 30 minutes. At least while we're waiting in line, we get some pretty good views. And I also really like the attempt of theming. Other than a couple statues, there really isn't much, but it's better than nothing. But by far the station looks amazing. All the cracked pillars, the posters just look phenomenal, and even the whole cubby system going over, which is pretty innovative for Six Flags. And about 15 minutes later, it was finally our turn. Yeah, that ride is definitely one and done, and it definitely is bumpy, and I might ride again later, but yeah. Yeah, and if I'm going to be honest, if Tormenta has that rattle, I'm probably not going to ride it much, because my head hurts now. Since I filmed this video, Tormenta has opened at Six Flags Over Texas, and thankfully there really isn't a noticeable rattle to take away from the ride experience, because the rattle in Wrath of Rakshasa was just bad, and the entire time all I could think about was how bad it was taking away from the entire ride experience. And low-key, after waiting in that line, we were all getting hungry, so we decided to get lunch at Strutter's. I decided to get the chicken strips here because last time they were good, and today they were just okay. They weren't as good as I remember them being, but they're definitely better than the ones at Over Texas. Okay, so after eating those chicken strips, I'm full, but now we are going to go to Raging Bull because the Whizzer's closed right now. And it says it has less than a 15-minute wait, but we'll see because the park is pretty busy today. And this has to be one of my favorite rides in this park. Yeah, this is not a bad wait at all. And thankfully only after about 10-15 minutes we were finally able to get on the ride, which honestly was a pretty quick wait, and I didn't think it was going to be that quick at all. Okay, Raging Bull was actually a lot of fun, and the fact that it's running smoother than their newest roller coaster is crazy, but yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. And one thing I didn't say is the roller coaster looks amazing. The paint job really does this ride justice, and I'm so glad they gave this ride a repaint. But another unfortunate is you can definitely feel the age of that roller coaster. But next we are going to do this Whizzer. Thankfully this isn't all full. And one amazing thing about this ride is it also didn't have that long wait either, because I remember last year we had a longer wait, and this year we walked right onto it.
Welcome back.
Okay, Whizzer was okay. Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. I'm not doing it again. But now we're doing Raging Bull again because it doesn't have that bad of a line. But it does seem like this roller coaster recently got repainted, and I'm going to say it looks really nice. And as I said earlier, not terrible. So I just did a back row ride, and that ride is just so fun. But now we're gonna do Wrath one more time, and then we'll make our way to the other area of the park. And yes, you did hear me right. We're riding Wrath of Rakshasa one more time just to see if I have any different opinions based on the row I'm sitting in. Okay, that time we were in the front, it was a lot smoother, so maybe the front row is the way to go. Now we are going to do X-Flight, which is their wing coaster. It has a little wait, but it'll be fine. And a fun thing is while you're in line, you get some amazing views of X-Flight, but also Six Flags, please add some shade to this ride, especially with the sun beaming down. It gets really hot. Unfortunately, though, the ride did close for technical difficulties, and they did kick everyone out of the line. We were going to wait, but we couldn't. Now we are going to do the American Eagle, which is the park's dueling wooden roller coaster. I've only been on one side, but for the 50th this year, they have both sides going, so hopefully I can get on the red side. So yeah, I will let y'all know once I get over there. But overall, this park really needs to have more shade, especially with how hot it is today. The dueling aspect was such a fun thing, and that just made this ride experience so much fun. And it wasn't even that rough if you don't sit on a wheel seat. But yeah, I'm going again, but it was just such a fun thing. And like, I don't know how anyone can't have fun whenever it's dueling. And I'm so glad the park brought that back for the 50th. But I'm sorry, but after riding this 2 times, I don't know why more parks don't have dueling roller coasters. I know this is the only one I've been on, but they're just so fun. But now after being in the sun for a long time and it being really hot this day, we decided to ride the train because the train gives you some really good views of all the rides, and it's a great way to cool off and just relax. Low-key, after riding the train around, it really makes you miss the train at Six Flags Over Texas, and I know Tormenta hasn't been able to open yet, but Six Flags Over Texas, if you're watching, please make sure the train reopens. But now we are doing Goliath. And thankfully this was just a walk-on.
Sorry for that brief delay, but once again, you're on your way. Enjoy your battle with Goliath.
Goliath is just such a fun ride. It is a little bumpy, but it is just so fun. But yeah, it was so fun. We ended up getting 2 rides, one near the front, one near the back. And honestly, this ride is just amazing. Like, by far one of the best in the park, but definitely not better than Raging Bull. We're now doing Aquaman because it is too dang hot not to do a water ride. The line was pretty long and it didn't really move that fast, but honestly, after just waiting and being baked in the sun all day, I really needed to cool off. And especially with them not having that many water rides here, I really needed just to cool off. Let's just say that is definitely the most wet I've ever gotten on a log flume, and definitely it's a lot like our Aquaman Power Wave over Texas, but it's definitely fun. Here's another look at the new signs. Next ride will be Batman, so let's hope this dries us off a little bit. And I do like this theming. And look at this, there's no wait at all. But as you saw, there was absolutely no wait, but this is honestly one of the coolest Batman clones I ever rode, and fun fact, this isn't the clone. But another thing the park did for their 50th anniversary is they added some of the effects back on Batman, and it definitely enhances the overall experience, and I want to see more parks do this. I'm gonna just say that this is definitely the best themed Batman clone I've ever done. I can also definitely tell it's the original because it is not that smooth at all. Thankfully Batman drew me off a lot, but now we are doing Joker. And this is a new credit for me because last time I did not ride it because it was over an hour wait. And I'm going to be completely honest, if this wasn't a new credit for me, I definitely would not be doing it and not be wasting time on a 4D free spin that they're all over the US. One of the best rides I've had on a Joker, plus there was a Raging Cajun box at the top, which was kind of cool. And also that's the most flips I've ever gotten on one of those rides. We have an hour before the show, so we are going to ride Superman first. Then after Superman, we'll do Dark Knight, then Max Force, and then we'll see how much time we have left. Look at this, there's no line. There was a sign that said it could close as early as 7:30, but it wasn't blocked off, so I'm assuming it's still open, but I will let y'all know. And since my last visit, I did really like this roller coaster, and I do want to get on more flying roller coasters one day because they are so unique. Yeah, and it definitely is still open because there is a good little line. Honestly, that line moved pretty quickly, and honestly, if there's ever a flying coaster at a park, you will see me on it, but unfortunately, my footage did save without any audio, which is weird, and I am kind of confused, but enjoy some noise-free footage. As we are leaving Superman, I see the drones that they will use for the nighttime show that we will be watching. But yeah, this has to be one of the best rides I've ever rode. I love the flying feeling, and overall it's just a lot of fun. I wish we had one of these closer to us, but it'll be okay. They said that we could do it again, but we have Max Force reservations, and then we have the show, and we still have a couple more things we have to do. But that pretzel thing is so intense, and I can't wait to do the one at Magic Mountain one day because it is even bigger. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed that ride. But now we are on our way to the gift shops. And with it being the park's 50th anniversary, they did set up a whole legacy museum, which Six Flags Over Texas is in the process of setting up for the 65th, but honestly what it's looking like is I don't think it's going to be open. But this was pretty cool to walk through and see the whole roller coaster model. Right outside of the museum and stuff that they have all their bricks, and Tormenta's doing the same thing, and luckily we were able to get a brick. But I did get 2 shirts, so I will show you those later at the end of the video, but yeah. We are walking over to get some pins from the Wrath of Rakshasa gift shop, but you can see the parade before the show. Okay, we might score a night ride on Wrath of Rakshasa. The line isn't that long, and then I'll get my pins after. But it actually looks pretty cool at night. So we'll give this ride 1/3 try before I make my final decision on it. Here's a look at the drone show. We are waiting on 2 phones though, unfortunately. So basically what had happened was the bins were not synced up with the train, and the person did not grab people in my party's phone, so unfortunately we did have to wait for the bins to go all the way around the station to retrieve the phones. So in result, we did miss most of the show, but we were able to see a good part of it, but unfortunately Six Flags did want to try something new, but it does have its flaws, and I'm glad Tormenta does not have the same thing. Luckily we can kind of see this show after all that issue with the phones. Unfortunately, I do believe we did miss the entire show, but I got my points. But I had completely forgotten to say that our night ride was actually pretty good, except I still don't like the rattle because it's still really uncomfortable. But overall, the ride was pretty fun. Okay, we're gonna see if we can do a quick ride on Max Force because it said it closed, but people were walking in. Yep, we might be able to secure a ride real quick.
Down, pull up. Oncoming riders, leave almost when you sit down. Buckle your seatbelt. Do not touch your lap bar. Please throw all those articles in the open bin when you sit down. Buckle your seatbelt.
I just want to say that Max Force is such a great ride. Like, this park has an amazing launch coaster on its hands, and I wish Six Flags did build more of these roller coasters. But unfortunately, that does mean our day is over, and I just want to say I had such an amazing time at this park. It's such a great park, and it might not have the theming like Fiesta, but I don't understand how anyone can have a bad day here. In my opinion, this park is much better than Fiesta, but let me know what you think in the comments below. But with all that being said, if you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to like and subscribe because we are almost at 600 subscribers. And now I'm looking forward to my next time I'm going to be in Chicago. But have a great rest of y'all's day, and bye.